Videl's blog, Day 2. I still haven't gotten some insight on where Daddy's supposedly scared off to. One thing's for sure, though. Those freaky glowing alien things are bad news. That's right, I've seen the movies. I've been recently at the school headquarters to find where they learn all their tricks. They may look and sound like people, but I've been seeing that weird kid too much around my dad. And no, that's not jealousy talking either. Even Indy spends all his downtime at his one gin, and clearly doesn't have any for me anymore. He may have used my dad to fool everyone, but I'm about to expose this fake for what he truly is. No matter how cute he thinks he is. You've made a big mistake messing with the same family, Mr. Gohan. Part 10, Game, Set, and Match.
Things have been awfully quiet these past few months at the Sun family house. No messy dishes, no furniture breaking, no usual arguments, no Super Saiyan power outages, no intergalactic conquerors trying to take over the world, just a steady Sunday breeze. For once in however long ago, everything just felt so normal. Chi-Chi sat there in the middle of the kitchen, not realizing she was working on the same plate for quite some time now, as her reflection stared back at her. While she didn't want to finally give Gohan his independence and stop being so controlling over his life, although at the same time she kinda needed him to be there for her as well, more so in person. It just felt so lonely without her family as a whole. In all truthfulness, she missed cooking all those comically large meals. She missed whatever shenanigans her family got into that week, and then chasing after them screaming her head off. But most importantly, she just missed Goku. She hoped he'd approve of her choice of letting Gohan go off to that hero school of his with Mr. Satan. She went to go answer the door, wondering just who could that be at this time of day.
Who is it?
Hi, is this Son Gohan's house?
Depends who's asking. You wouldn't be his school superintendent now, would you? Is my son hurt? Does he have enough juice? Does he need his little stuffed dragon toy?
I'm sure he's fine. He was just at my house before he and Izuki left for class.
Oh, thank goodness.
Inko smiled. This Mrs. Chi-Chi was just like Gohan had described her, passionate and heavily spirited as ever, though not as fierce as Katsuki's mother, Mitsuki. And just like Gohan, Chi-Chi was kind of in a mix between Inko and Mitsuki, calm and caring at first, and then loud and proud when she needs to be. The two decided that they'd talk over some tea and biscuits.
So you're Izuku's mom?
Yep, he and Gohan's been getting along so well. I almost can't thank your son enough for all that he's done. I just hope there's any way I can pay you back.
Oh, it's no biggie. I guess we both could use some company. Nice to finally get to meet you, Miss Inko.
You too, Chi-Chi. I had a feeling that you'd want to see Gohan in action, which is why I took the liberty in recording the festival.
Boy, you sure thought of everything, haven't you?
Inko nodded. Some could call this quirk mother's intuition. Let's just hope that would be enough to take care of a certain newly born energetic half-sane baby sleeping in the other room, while the two normal human mothers were occupied chatting away.
Slowly, the beast is yet to awaken from its slumber.
Now, getting back to the festival, Pro Hero Midnight was just about ready to give the introduction. Along with some of the students, Gohan couldn't help but wonder if a teacher should be wearing something that would seem a little too exposing. Master Roshi would have had a field day if he was here right now. Mineta truly is his star pupil.
Please, everyone, give it up for our first-year rep, Son Gohan!
Everyone watched him as he made his way to the stand. Bakugou grimaced. It's probably gonna be another speech about doing our best and friendship. Gohan recalled, everyone wanted to start going plus ultra for this tournament. He faces the crowd, mostly staring at Midoriya, Bakugou, and Todoroki.
To be perfectly honest, I still don't really understand everyone's intention as to why they want to be a hero. And neither have I. Heck, I couldn't even come up with a simple hero name. So I'm gonna learn the only way I know how. Out on the field. Come at me with everything you got. Plus Ultra!
Hell yeah! Impressive form! Absolutely stunning!
He really does take after Goku, doesn't he?
You can say that again. While making his way off the stage, Gohan passes Midoriya a look, telling him he's not gonna make it easy for him this time. Reluctantly, he returns the gaze back to the center. As intimidating as Midoriya can manage, you know, like a really, really slightly annoyed kitten. Trust me, you don't want to get caught in any of this.
This wheel shall decide the first game of the festival.
Wait, we're not gonna start off with an exhibition match?
In time, Big Cat. First, we gotta kick things off with some real entertainment before we go toe-to-toe.
Since this is a different take from the original, I think it would make sense to have the games be different as well. So I have decided to go with a classic. Hence, the wheel shall take us to the first round, which is...
We'll begin with the prize hunt.
All right! All contestants have over 5 minutes to try collecting bands with a certain amount of points. Random headbands will be scattered all across the stadium.
Then I guess the really big ones are gonna be pretty tough to find.
You betcha! So I hope you're ready. Let's get started!
Naturally, one would think that a scavenger hunt would already be up Gohan's alley, because, you know, of course, obvious reasons, Dragon Balls. I mean, you would think that. However, that's only because someone else made it easier to find them, as she was currently seated in the bleachers.
I mean, he doesn't really need a dragon radar. Surely he's retained some skills from those adventures.
Well, let's just face it, your science mails us out every time. All we know how to do is just punch things.
On short notice, an all-night hot air balloon was floating just above the stadium, with the hostess carrying some cargo. And here's the first round of bands heading your way.
Come, get it while it's hot, contestants!
Well, Mr. Satan didn't say anything about jumping.
The half Satan leaps his way over the heads of the taller students with relative ease, closing in to snag the first few headbands. However, someone else already had the same idea, as Gohan unintentionally provided Bakugou a second jump.
Ha! Too slow, Pipsqueak!
Upon further inspection, Gohan noticed that there was a little dash at the beginning of the numbers of a band, as if the first ones were going to be that easy to find. Oh, what's this? Gohan's using his cloning technique to cover more ground! He's already up with 10,000 mark!
Still got nothing on Iida, speeding in at 25,000 points! Like I'm gonna lose again!
And there goes a direct blast from Bakugou gliding the stadium! Out from all that dust, Dark Shadow swiped out most of the headbands.
The perfect cover.
Hey! Get back here, Big Beak!
Little did the two of them know in the middle of the wreckage. It's revealed Midoriya snuck out with the biggest headband, 500,000 points! 30 seconds left! Hard to believe people are neck and neck with Gohan. There may have been too many opponents to deal with all at once, but Gohan still held the lead. I believe you have something for me. Shinzo greeted Gohan, showing him that some of his clones were being controlled by his quirk. And Shinzo takes the lead from under Gohan! Gohan quickly dispatches them and sees that their master was heading for the last one.
That one's worth 1 million!
On that mark, Todoroki surfed on some ice, followed by Bakugou going Mach speed, while Gohan had a trusty ace of his own.
You guys just don't give up, do you? Masenko, ha!
Oh man, that looks like Shinzo's closing in! Seeing 3 self-projecting heroes coming in from behind, the puppeteer was still simply outclassed by sheer force, as they left them in the dust. No way!
5 more seconds on the clock!
At last, headband!
It's gonna be...
As good as mine! It's a 3-way stretch for the finish!
And that's time!
Almost had me worried there for a second, Gohan.
The victor held his headband high, claiming the first round.
Hey, this band looks kind of funny.
Thanks, I made it myself.
Say what?
Looking at it again, it turns out that the goal that they were racing towards was just an invitation to get the carpet pulled from under her feet. With the same trick done by Yazurozu, who was also capable at making perfectly phony replicas.
Well, while you guys were busy getting the million, your headbands were open, so I just helped myself.
And with an unsuspected turn of events, Momo Yaoyorozu wins the prize hunt.
Much to even more of a surprise, Midoriya managed to sneak his way into second place just above Gohan and Todoroki. Being more observant, he knew Yazurozu could pull off something like this. Still, I wonder, have you found any signs of Mr. Satan yet?
Not sure. I am getting a little worried myself, too.
Deep in downtown of city suburbs of Yokohama, the streets were decorated with vandalized billboards and crude graffiti art, courtesy of gang members and cults. Villains with quirks were one thing in the city, but around here it was a whole other story. The main source for most operations was hidden at a local bar, where 2 villains were still recovering from their most recent setback. Just a few blocks away from the pub stood a mysterious figure on top of a building. He viewed the lower lives as typical thugs and common criminals, with no drive, no major cause, no motives behind their actions, just crime for the sake of it. But what really caught his eye was a new display of posters and flyers everywhere. Something about a new big shot in town. You know, besides All Might. The figure grimaced at this out-of-state nobody, Mr. Satan guy, and sunk a dagger to the highly saturated poster.
So, Mr. Satan, huh? Still sounds all the same to me. See, that's what I hate about most heroes. Always carrying on without a care in the world. Parading themselves with banners and party floats in their name. Disgraceful! Even on opposite sides, the dishonor around the city still holds no bounds. They just don't get it, do they?
The assassin puts his weapon back into one of his many sheaths.
Looks like I'm gonna have to make you understand, Mr. Satan. The only way I know how. Through preeminence and discipline.
From down below the rooftops, an unsuspected target was not too far away. The perfect captive to lure attention. Videl aimlessly wandered by, still calling out her dad's name. She was simply oblivious to the unsuspected evil that awaited her. And that'll be a wrap-up for this round of parts. Sorry, I know it's been a long handful of months waiting for these episodes to arrive, but like I said before, this will be the last batch of episodes for quite some time. Don't get me wrong, I love group projects and I love working with a cast, it's just doing a daily project like this, it's not as effective. And I kinda have to focus more on doing my own stuff. So you might notice some change in quality in my videos going forward. Sorry if it's not going to be what you expect. All that being said, I thank you for your time watching my videos for the past year and a half, and I hope you all take care. Bye.